I'm going to read you a scene from the Bible, but first, let me tell you this. Even if you've heard the scene before, you probably heard it wrong. Genesis chapter 32. Jacob is alone by a river at night, and someone attacks him. They wrestle until morning. The wrestling went on for so long that someone had to say, "Let me go, for dawn is breaking." Who said that? Not Jacob. The one who attacked him said it. And then the Bible reveals who that being was. God. Stop. God wrestled with a human until morning. And when morning came, he said, "Let me go," meaning God could not defeat a human. Think about that sentence again. The being that created the universe, set boundaries for the seas, and created light in a single night by a riverbank could not defeat a man. How is this possible? Today, we are going after this question, and what we find will make you question everything you think you know about God. To understand this scene, you need to look at that night. Jacob is living the hardest night of his life. 20 years ago, he fled from his brother Esau. He had deceived their father. He took Esau's birthright, and Esau had been his enemy since that day. Now, 20 years later, Jacob is returning, and the news is not good. Esau is coming with 400 men. Jacob doesn't know what to do. He set out with his family, but that night, he sent them all across the river. He stayed behind, all alone. Why? Maybe to pray, maybe to think in absolute fear, maybe just to be alone. And right at that moment, in the darkness, someone attacked him. The text explains it very simply. Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until the breaking of day. A man. No name, no description, no explanation, just someone. And they wrestled until morning. So who is this someone? The text does not tell us who he is at first, but as it progresses, the clues pile up. The wrestling continues until morning, and when that being realizes he cannot defeat Jacob, he does something different. He strikes the sock of Jacob's hip. Jacob's hip is dislocated, but Jacob still does not let go. And at that moment, the being says this, "Let me go, for dawn is breaking." Jacob replies, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." Think about that. His hip is dislocated. He is in agony, waiting for the morning, but he does not let go. "I will not let you go unless you bless me." And then that being asks, "What is your name?" "Jacob." And the being says, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome." Israel. In Hebrew, it means one who struggles with El, or God wrestler. And today, the name of the country descended from this man, who is accepted as a common ancestor of 3 major religions, is still this, Israel. So, who was that being regularly? Elsewhere in the Bible, in the book of Hosea, it says this, "In the womb he took his brother by the heel, and in his manhood he wrestled with God. He wrestled with an angel and prevailed. He wept and sought his favor." An angel? But didn't it just say he wrestled with God? And at the end of the wrestling match, Jacob asks that being, "What is your name?" The being does not answer. He just blesses him and leaves. God? An angel? Or something else? This question has been unanswered for 3,000 years. Now we come to the real question. If that being was truly God, why couldn't he defeat a human? This question is so disturbing that for centuries, theologians tried to get around it in different ways. The first interpretation, God lost on purpose. According to some theologians, this was not a real wrestling match. God, as an all-powerful being, could have easily defeated Jacob, but he deliberately stepped back. Why? Because Jacob needed to be tested on his will, his perseverance, and his determination not to let go. This is a test, and Jacob passed the test. The second interpretation, God truly cannot bear this physical form. Some theologians say something more striking. God manifested in a truly limited form during this wrestling match, in a form close to a human body with physical limitations, and that limited form could not overcome Jacob. So this is not the weakness of God. It was God's choice. Just like how Jesus would later take on a human body, God coming by accepting limitations. The third interpretation, this was an angel, and this angel truly lost. Other theologians say that this being was not God, but a powerful angel, and that angel truly could not defeat Jacob, because Jacob was holding on with such a powerful will, not the body, the will. His hip was dislocated, waiting for the morning, but he wouldn't let go. And maybe that was exactly the message. To wrestle with God means to hold on to him. It means not letting go before he gives an answer. The wrestling ended. Dawn broke. Jacob is looking at that being, and he says this: I saw God face to face, yet my life was spared. I saw him face to face. This sentence is very important because elsewhere in the Bible, God told Moses, "You cannot see my face. No one can see me and live." But Jacob saw him, and he lived. How is this contradiction explained? Some theologians say that Jacob did not see God exactly, but a manifestation of God. It is called theophany, God appearing in a form visible to human eyes. But Jacob's own expression was very clear. I saw God face to face. And that morning, Jacob was a different man. Not only had his name changed, his hip was dislocated. And according to the Bible, after that day, Jacob limped for the rest of his life. The mark of wrestling with God remained on his body. What happened by the riverbank that night? We still don't know for sure. Was that being God? Was it an angel? Or was it a spiritual wrestle that Jacob entered with his own fears, his own past, and his own guilt? The Bible does not give a clear answer, but it does say this: a man did not let go until morning. His hip was dislocated. He was in agony, but he did not let go. And that refusal to let go changed the course of history, because that man's name became Israel. And today, the faith of billions of people is rooted in that night, on that riverbank, in that wrestling match. Now, I am asking you, have you ever wrestled with God? Before the answer came, without waiting for morning, did you want to give up? And did you hold on? Then maybe Jacob's story is not just a story from 3,000 years ago. Write it in the comments. In the next video, we will cover God tried to kill Moses, that mysterious night in the Bible. Subscribe now so you don't miss it.